My personal case of depression is centered on me feeling like I personally haven't lived up to what life's supposed to be. I have very bad physical reactions to anxiety which just feed on themselves as time goes on, and I have several other health conditions which hamper me socially. When I was less aware of myself, I spent my early college years buried in video games. I started smoking weed at like year 11 time, and that just progressed really quickly into becoming a daily smoker, and I started doing psychedelics all the time. That was like the height of my social life, but it made me so aware of like the depression that I was desperately trying to mask. Eventually I was arrested. I had a serious anger phase, but I got most of the way over it after a while. Now I'm sober and I've stopped playing video games, and mostly I just feel like I'm in a colourless void. Every day is increasingly the same. I don't have any happy memories that aren't coloured by drugs or video games. I don't have any skills or talents of note other than spatial and written language skills. I'm in school, but I'm 3 years into a major that I don't care about at all. It takes an act of God for me to even consider doing schoolwork these days. I have great support from my immediate family and 3 or so close friends, but I spend most of my time alone, by my choice. And if I get lonely, I'll see people, but after an hour or so of being with them, I'll just wish I was alone again. I would try and learn to do new things, but I give up easily because my brain's so tainted by this idea of instant gratification, which just doesn't come to anyone who's a beginner of anything. Sometimes the overwhelming sense of a wasted past overcomes me, and I just break down wherever I am and hide somewhere dark and pass out. It feels like a crushing grip on my head, and every time I try to make progress on getting out of this hole, something negative will happen, and I'll just go back to the old habits of doing nothing, being alone, and sleeping a lot. I've had professional help in the past, and currently I'm plucking up the courage to go and seek it again, but everything in your head tells you just not to. I mean, I know it's a miserable life like this, being like this, but in a way it's easier because there's no one I can blame but myself for being a failure. Depression binds you to your bed. It makes everyday tasks, getting up, brushing your teeth, showering, almost impossible. I lay in bed and get increasingly more hungry and just try and muster the strength to get up, shower, and go out to the supermarket and buy a load of frozen food. The ability to tell someone you know is far beyond your reach, and you just wait until someone notices and forces you to get help, which you think is the worst thing in the world. Depression doesn't just suck the happiness away, but it also takes away your motivation, which might not seem as bad, but it means that you can't get help, and it just prevents you from getting better and just ruins your life.
Betty came by on her way, said she had a word to say about things today and fallen leaves. Said she hadn't heard the news, hadn't had the time to choose way to lose, but she believes. Gonna see the riverman, gonna tell him all I